First, though, the independent MP Monique Ryan's push for a COVID national summit, and also today I put to her this video that Sky News has obtained of her dancing a couple of weeks after she chastised her fellow MPs for not wearing a mask, and she wasn't wearing one with quite a few people around her at an event in Hawthorn in Melbourne.
Well, there's no social distancing here, Kieran. I mean, Monique Ryan has been caught red-handed being a hypocrite here. Probably best just to show the conversation with Kieran.
On August 1st, you did chastise some of your parliamentary colleagues. Let's refresh.
Put your masks on from repeated infection.
Can you explain your thinking at that moment?
Those people, to see parliamentarians in their workplace not socially isolating and not even showing each other the respect of wearing masks, was deeply upsetting, and I felt it was insulting to people who've worked in healthcare for the last 2.5 years. So I think all of us owe each other the duty to try and not infect each other with things like COVID.
Sky News has been sent a video of you at a local event in Hawthorn. I just want to show it to you, dancing in close quarters with others at the Hawthorn Community Chest Trivia Night.
Look, as I said, Kieran, I don't always wear a mask. I don't wear a mask if I'm eating or drinking. I didn't know you had that video. I don't eat, drink, sleep and wash in a mask, but I do wear a mask where I'm worried about keeping the people that I work with safe.
So she's in the Cabinet's House of Representatives chamber, Kieran, and that's an insult to people in healthcare that some on the opposition side aren't wearing masks. She went on to say that a few crossbenchers got COVID that week from Parliament. But then a couple of weeks later, she's at this function in close proximity to a lot of people with no mask. So which is it? Unfortunately, if you preach in politics, you really have to practice it. And I heard Conroy and Kroger on with you earlier saying a rookie error. It is indeed. But I think it's a lesson too, because there are some of these independents who've been elected who are just a little bit preachy, and they've got to realise they're in politics now. What do you think?
Well, indeed, it's about that consistency, isn't it? And the point that she made is that I could have a go at her, but to be honest, Andrew, as you know, as a long-time journalist yourself, you and I would have run that story every day of the week if it was relevant to a government minister or an opposition member. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're going to preach, then you've got to deliver. So, yeah, exactly.
Well, she's a politician now.
Totally agree with them.
I mean, one of these tricks that people like One Nation and the Greens and independents try and play, Kieran, is they try to say, we're different to politics. We're not politicians. We just happen to be in politics. If you're a politician, you're a politician, and you're elected by your community, and you should be held to account for your actions and your statements. And perhaps that's a lesson we've been able to teach Monique Ryan today. But her call for a national COVID summit, well, that's an interesting one. The Prime Minister's not coming at that. He's going the other way. The WHO overnight have said that maybe the end of the pandemic's in sight. There are a lot less people dying. In fact, as few as in March 2020, apparently, from the virus, thanks to the magic of vaccination and also that natural immunity occurring. Time of Spanish flu, there was no vaccination, so you'd have to assume this is what happened. More variants, and the variants became less severe as they went along. So Anthony Albanese, I mean, he yesterday after the National Cabinet was saying we're having another National Cabinet at the end of the month in Canberra, and then we're going to try and find a pathway away from even people with COVID having to isolate. At present, they have to isolate from 5 days, and that's down from 7.
Prime Minister, when would you like to see mandatory isolation rules end?
What we are seeing is gradually a move towards COVID being treated like other health issues. And we'll have another discussion in September as to a pathway towards whether a decision is made about further reductions or a time frame for it.